Oh God, I'm feeling so bored. Maybe we should have some fun. What do you think about hearing a story? Oh my God, it's a great idea. Well, our story for today will be a little longer, so you will have maybe some cup of coffee or some popcorn. So let's get started. Welcome all with us to a new story today. In 1990 in Damascus was a man who called it his father, who lived in the capital Damascus in Syria. Khalil's father was working in the field of security, and he was always on his way back from work. He would pass by bakery. He would take a bread from the oven and then continue on his way. Khalil's father used to say that I always saw a girl standing at the bakery. But the strange thing about this girl matter was that girl did not take bread from the oven, and sometimes see her at 8 o'clock and sometimes at evening and sometimes as a morning. Maybe it was 7 o'clock. Whenever I go to the bakery, I see her, but not once have I seen her while is taking a bread. I could not hide my curiosity more than that, so I went and asked her, "What are you doing here?" And given that I worked in the field of security and police, it was easy to ask her this question. I told her, "Do you want bread?" She said, "Yes, I want bread." "But you are come to the bakery and do not take the bread. What is the purpose of you standing here all the time and not even take one loaf of bread?" And another point that stirred my curiosity, why did you not standing in the line like other people? The girl said, "The owner of the bakery who sells bread makes me that the last person take bread from the bakery." I told her why he does do that. She said, "I really don't know." By the way, the girl's name was Widad. I told her, "Widad, go to the owner of the bakery and told him that you are a friend of Khalid's father. Then he will give you the bread before everyone else." Widad said, "Yes, I will do that, and thank you so much to helping me." Widad waited for a line for some time. Then Widad left with the bread. Khalid's father, he has a point about a woman, that you should treat women as you treat your mother or your sister. And the Islamic religion motivated us to appreciate women. The next day, Khalid's father went to the bakery again, and I did not see Widad on the second day too. I never saw her. She disappeared. I did not see her until a week later. The weather was so cold. This incident was in the winter, around 9 o'clock at the night. I saw Widad standing again at the bakery finally. I had two security men with me. I call it by her name, and I say, with that, she heard her name, and he comes to me. I told her, with that, why you are, don't come to the bakery and take the bread again. Vidal said, I was doing what you were telling me, and he was giving me the bread before everyone else for 2 days in a row. After that, he started ignoring my words and me too, and no longer giving me bread, and waited again for everyone else to leave. Then he gave me the bread. My curiosity moved me again, and I asked her, Dad, are you married? She said, No, I am not married. I am widowed. My husband died in traffic accident. I told her, I am so sorry for your loss, Dad. And then I discussed with the security men who were with me and asked them, do you think that the owner of the bakery want to take advantage of that? Especially that is something very beautiful and charming, and she has long hair, white color, green eyes. She was stunning. We agreed with each other with each other to go to the owner of the bakery, and we asked him, what do you want from me, Dad? He said, I don't mean it, and he didn't give us a clear answer. He just said, I forget her in the line, but we didn't believe what he told us, and we get angry and starting hitting him hard. They beat him severely in the street until some people come to stop us to stop hitting him. And then I said to the bakery owner, if I see you again making women standing here all the time of the late of the night, I will kill you. Then I left me and my man. A week after the accident, I went to the bakery and I did not see Widad again. I did not see women anymore, either at this late hour. I threw it and little and said to myself that if I was starting to fall in love with her, I could not stop thinking about her, and I started to going to the bakery every day just to see her again. But she had disappeared again, but I did not stop at that, so I went to look for her phone number and talk to her to hear her voice. And there was a woman who had Widad's number. I take Widad's number from her and started calling Widad. Widad answered the phone number, and I told her, Widad, are you okay? I am Khalil's father. How are you? Why you don't come to the bakery and take the bread? She said, the owner of the bakery gave me the bread before everyone else. So maybe this is the reason why you can't see me like before. I could not control my feeling. When I heard her voice, I felt like like a while I felt like something weird about my heart. So I asked her to go out with me on the date, but Widad refused to go out with me and thanked me for helping her. She said that she does not go out with a strange man who she doesn't know. I accepted the matter and wanted to know her closely. I asked her about her life, and she said that she was married to a Palestinian who died in a traffic accident. Their marriage lasted for a year, and then he died. She lives now with her mother and works completely as a cleaner in a school of children. I could not bear the idea of living without her. I proposed to her to marry me, so she asked me about my love life. I cannot answer at that moment that I was married, so as to not lose her. So I lied to her and I told her that I had separated from my wife for a while and I have two children, a son named Khalil and daughter named Widad. Sorry, named Maha. Widad after that agreed, and then I went to her house and we established our marriage. Khalil's father, first wife, who is Khalil's mother, doesn't know about the marriage of her husband. Khalil's father, his marriage was a secret and never tells. Khalil's mother felt like something weird about her husband. Khalil's father, she was Khalil's father, Khalil's mother, she was suspicious of him, and because he did not sleep at the home many days, he used to lie and tell Khalil's mother that he had extra work at the night. Khalil's mother was not confused of her husband's words, so she started looking for the matter. So Khalil's mother went to the workplace of her husband, Khalil's father, and began to ask the employees about her husband extra work time. They told her that her husband is an important man in the state and he cannot work in such a job. Suspicions increased in her heart of his wife, and Khalil's mother, her doubts about the matter increased even more, and she decided to hide in his car to know where he was going and to remove the doubt from her heart. The first time when she rode in her husband's car, she did not find anything suspicious. She did not receive it after several times of her riding in husband's car. Her husband goes to a house and knocked on the door, and old woman opened the door for him, and she started and he started to talking to her, and then he returned to his car. After he returned, her husband returned to the house. Khali's mother decided to go by herself to that house and see what's going on in it. She went after 2 days from this accident and knocked on the door of the house, and she saw, without opening the door, knowing that two women did know each other. They did know about their husband's marriage. Khali's mother asked Widad if she could drink coffee with her. Khalil's mother entered Widad's house and started drinking coffee and talking to each other. Khalil's mother decided to tell the name of her husband, Khalil's father, to see Widad's reaction. I asked her if she knew someone called Khalil's father who worked in field of security because she needs his help. Widad gave Khalil's mother a strange answer and said that Khalil's father is a friend of my husband who is traveling, and Khalil's father helped us with the need of house, and he never entered our house before. The reason why we did answer like this answer was because she had very strong feelings told her that Khalil's mother was another wife of Khalil's father, and yet she did not any guarantee to prove her feelings. After Khalil's mother left the house, suspicions began to kill the two women, so Widad went to Khalil's father and asked Khalil's father, her husband, are you married or not? Khalil's father was shocked by this question, and he evaded the answer as much as he could and evaded from Widad. After 2 days had passed, Khalil's mother decided to ride again in her husband's car, but it was the last time she hid in her husband's car because she would be exposed, because unintentionally she will make some sound when in the car. When she makes some sound in the car, Khalil's father heard the sound and he felt fear, so he took out his weapon, and when Khalil's mother saw Khalil's father when he took out his weapon, she was afraid and started to screaming, and her matter was revealed. Khalil's father started laughing and marveling at her wife's behavior, and he realized that he will not be able to hide his marriage anymore. So he takes his wife, Khalil's mother, to Widad's house and confesses the matter, and the two wives are shocked. Khalil's father said that Islamic religion and Islamic allowed a man to marry more than one woman at the same time, and that I had done nothing wrong. The next day, without calling her husband, Khalil's father, and said to him, I cannot continue in this relationship in this way. Either you choose me or you choose Khalil's mother. Khalil's father said, I cannot abandon anyone. Widad said, this is not my business, either me or she. You had, you have the freedom of choice. Khalil's father said, at least give me some time to think. Give me at least 10 days. Widad said, well, after 10 days, we will see who you choose. After 10 days, Khalil's father come back and not give any answer. He asked her for additional 10 days, and she gave it to him, and he also did not give the answer as the situation continued until one day Khalil's father come to house of Widad and he did not see her anymore. Widad and her mother were gone. Khalil's father went to look for her and he could not find her. The search continued for a month and Widad not returned home. After several months had passed, Khalil's father had heard that there was someone living in the house. He went running to see that his mother-in-law was at home. So he asked his mother-in-law, where is Widad? But she said that she could not answer his question. So Khalil's father accepted that his mother-in-law did not answer his question. But he did not give up and keep searching for Widad. He found news that Widad had traveled to Aleppo. So he went to Aleppo and searched for her a lot, for a month until he felt frustrated and decided to choose Khalil's mother and separated from Widad. And after a month, Widad called and asked him about his choice. He said to her that I chose Khalil's mother. She got very upset and said that this was not the reason for my call. I am actually pregnant. Khalil's father says I will take custody of the child from you. Widad get scared and hung up and decided to adopt her child to her old husband, and so that he will not find his son Ahmad, who has now grown up and he is 50 years old, and he left school because his mother could not bear the cost of her husband or her son, excuse me, her son study, and he decided to work in car mechanics. After several years, when Ahmad became 20, he decided to go to Damascus and still there to work. It happened that Khalil's father, he was doing that he would repair his car in the place where Ahmad worked. When Khalil's father saw Ahmad, he loved him so much. The purpose of love him because maybe he is the real son and he didn't know that after several times Khalil's father went to the shop to repair his car. A friendship was established between him and his son Ahmad. So Ahmad starting goes to Khalil's father house and they drink tea and laughing. Even Khalil's mother loved him and even Maha and Khalil, his brother, loved him. Khalil's father loved Ahmad so much and the days and months passed. Ahmad became a part of this family. Khalil's father, despite the custom and tradition, he allowed Ahmad to come to his house a lot, and Khalil's father was say that Khalil's mother telling him many times that Ahmad resemble you a lot. Even the tone of his voice, he is considered Ahmad as his son. But Ahmad fell in love with a girl named was Nagam, who was a neighbor of Khalil's father's house, and he wanted to marry her. Ahmad went to the Nagam father house and asked her father to approve his marriage to his daughter Nagam. Nagam's father refused the marriage because Ahmad was unknown. He does not know who Ahmad's family is. Ahmad decided to take Khalil and Khalil's father to Nagam's father in order to convince him to marry Ahmad to his daughter. Khalil's father said that Ahmad is distant, kind, and good person. However, Nagam's father was not confused and said that he should at least bring one of his relatives, relatives, I'm sorry, so that we can get to know them closely. Ahmad decided to bring his mother and uncle, but while Ahmad's family come, Nagam's father decided investigated his matter, and he found that his father really died in a traffic accident. But the strange thing about this that is Ahmed was born 4 years old, 4 years after the death of her father, and he said that his mother is fallen woman, but Ahmed did not know these details about his fake father. Nagam father said at least you should bring one of your relatives. Ahmed was confused and went to bring his mother and uncle, but the shock was that he took them to the Ahmed Khalil father house. It was a great and surprising shock for the both. Khalil father was said to Ahmed, "This woman is your mom?" Ahmed said, "Yes, is she? She is my mom, my mother." "What is the strange about that?" Khalil father remained silent for a few minutes, thinking about how Ahmed is his real son. Khalil's father sent to Widad Sayyid Khalil's father said to Widad, his ex-wife, whose son is this? Whose son is this? Widad. Widad said that he is your son, Khalil's father, but I changed my son's identity for fear that she would take him from me. After truth was revealed, was a family reunited with each other again, and then the only victim in this story was Ahmed. Ahmed, the poor young man, was tormented all this year because of his mother fear of him have unnecessary fear. After a while, Khalil's father got convinced to his son in the fortune of all the people, and that Widad was his ex-wife, real by DNA test. Also, the avoid confusion between genealogy after was Nagham's father saw the result of DNA test, he agreed to Ahmed to marry his daughter Nagham, and they got married and lived happily. The reason of this story we not tell the lies to everyone. You should tell the truth. How matter will happen. You should tell the truth from beginning. So don't afraid to anything and say the truth, because the lie cannot fix anything. Cannot fix anything. The lie destroyed anything. Tell the truth, because